Today, we journey to Chad, a land of deserts and resilient people, to explore the life of François Tombalbaye, Chad's first president. Born June 15, 1918, in the small southern village of Bissada, Tombalbaye grew up in the Sara ethnic group, the largest in the region. His family was not wealthy or powerful. His father was a local trader, but their life was rooted in tradition and community. Tombalbaye's humble beginnings gave him a deep understanding of ordinary people's struggles and dreams. He learned the language, songs, and stories of the Sara, growing up in a world where community meant survival. This sense of belonging shaped his vision for a united Chad. His birth name was Ngarta Tombalbaye. François was added later, reflecting the influence of French colonial rule and Christian education. The lessons of his childhood, resilience, unity, and ambition, would guide him as he rose from a village boy to a national leader. Tombalbaye's journey from Bissada to the presidency is a testament to the power of determination and connection to one's roots. He would become the face of Chad's struggle for independence. His story begins not in palaces, but in the heart of a rural community. From these modest origins, he would go on to change the course of his nation's history. Education was Tombalbaye's gateway to a wider world. He attended primary school in Kumra and Sar, excelling as a student and earning the respect of his teachers. His academic journey continued at a Protestant mission school, where he converted to Christianity and took the name François. This experience broadened his horizons and connected him to new ideas and networks. He trained as a teacher in Brazzaville, the capital of French Equatorial Africa, a major step for someone from rural Chad. Returning home, Tombalbaye became a respected educator, mentoring youth and witnessing the inequalities of colonial rule firsthand. His role as a teacher led him to union activism, where he fought for better conditions and pay. These early battles taught him how to organize, negotiate, and lead. Tombalbaye's leadership in the Teachers' Union marked his entry into politics. He became a voice for the marginalized, challenging colonial authority and dreaming of a free Chad. His journey from student to teacher to union leader laid the foundation for his future as a national figure. The skills and convictions he developed would soon propel him into the heart of Chad's independence movement. Tombalbaye was ready to lead his people toward a new destiny. After World War II, the winds of change swept across Africa. In 1947, Tombalbaye co-founded the Chadian Progressive Party, PPT, igniting the movement for Chadian nationalism. He traveled the country, rallying support for independence and unity among Chad's diverse ethnic groups. The PPT quickly became a powerful force, and Tombalbaye's charisma made him its leading figure. The struggle for independence was fierce. French authorities resisted, and rival Chadian factions vied for influence. Tombalbaye navigated these challenges, building alliances and outmaneuvering opponents. By 1959, he led Chad's territorial government, negotiating with France for a peaceful transition. On August 11, 1960, Chad achieved independence. Tombalbaye, once a village teacher, became the nation's first president. His leadership had turned a dream into reality for millions. The fight for freedom was over, but the challenge of building a nation had just begun. Tombalbaye's vision and determination had brought Chad to the threshold of a new era. Now he faced the daunting task of uniting and governing a fractured country. Independence brought hope and enormous challenges. Chad was poor, underdeveloped, and divided by over 200 ethnic groups. Tombalbaye's first mission was nation building, creating a government, civil service, and army from scratch. He prioritized education, launching school-building programs to give future generations a chance. Seeking foreign aid, he tried to modernize Chad's economy, still reliant on cotton and cattle. But unity proved elusive. In 1962, Tombalbaye banned all opposition parties, making the PPT the sole legal party. He argued this would prevent division, but it silenced dissent and concentrated power in his hands. Deep North-South divisions persisted, with the Southern elite dominating government and the Muslim-majority North feeling excluded. Resentment simmered, and Tombalbaye's efforts to impose Southern rule only deepened the divide. The seeds of future conflict were sown. Tombalbaye's dream of unity was slipping away, replaced by growing unrest. The challenges of leadership were proving far greater than the struggle for independence. By the late 1960s, Chad was in crisis. Economically weak and facing rebellion in the north, Tombalbaye launched the Authenticity Campaign, aiming to purge foreign influence and revive traditional African culture. He changed his name back to Ngarta and urged others to adopt local names. The capital became N'Djamena. The campaign promoted local languages and customs, but also forced the controversial Yondo initiation rites on southern officials. Many saw this as the imposition of sericulture, deepening ethnic and religious divisions. Instead of uniting Chad, authenticity alienated key supporters and fueled opposition. The campaign became a tool for political control, targeting those deemed inauthentic. Tombalbaye's attempt to reimagine Chad backfired, isolating him further. The nation edged closer to collapse as discontent spread. The 1970s brought relentless turmoil. Civil war raged in the north, with the Frolinat rebels gaining ground and Libya's support. The national army was stretched thin, and Chad's resources were drained by endless conflict. A devastating drought struck, causing famine and exposing government corruption in food aid distribution. Public anger soared as stories of hoarding and profiteering spread. Tombalbaye responded with paranoia and repression, launching purges and imprisoning perceived enemies, even within his own government. Fear gripped the capital. No one felt safe. The president's erratic behavior and forced Yondo rites alienated both the military and his southern base. By 1975, Tombalbaye was isolated, abandoned by France, distrusted by the people, and resented by the army. The military, frustrated by war and purges, was ready to act. The foundations of his rule had crumbled. Chad teetered on the brink of chaos. The stage was set for a violent reckoning. On April 13, 1975, gunfire erupted in N'Djamena. A military coup was underway. Army officers, tired of war and repression, seized key sites and surrounded the presidential palace. Tombalbaye, once a survivor of many plots, now faced his own soldiers as enemies. A fierce battle broke out inside the palace. In the chaos, François Tombalbaye was killed. Whether in combat or executed remains debated. He was 56 years old. News of his death spread quickly. Some celebrated, others mourned. Hopes for peace were dashed as new instability and civil war followed. The man who led Chad to independence died violently, marking a dark turning point. His rule ended not with triumph but with tragedy. The legacy of his presidency would haunt Chad for years to come. The dream of unity remained unfulfilled. Beyond politics, Tombalbaye was a man of family and faith. He came from a large Sarah family and had several wives and children, reflecting local traditions. His conversion to Protestant Christianity shaped his early life, but later, his relationship with the church soured over the Yondo rites. Tombalbaye's family life was marked by privilege and turmoil. After his death, they lost status and many fled the country. He was known for simple tastes, but also for a demanding, sometimes ruthless personality. Tombalbaye was a man of contradictions, a teacher who suppressed dissent, a Christian who imposed traditional rites, a unifier whose policies deepened division. His personal complexity mirrored the challenges of leading a new nation. The shadow of his rule would follow his family for generations. Understanding Tombalbaye means seeing both the public leader and the private man. His life was as complicated as the country he tried to shape. François Tombalbaye's legacy is deeply contested. He is remembered as the father of independence, the man who gave Chad its sovereignty and first government. Yet his rule is also associated with authoritarianism, division, and the seeds of civil war. The Authenticity Campaign and forced Yondo rites left scars that still shape Chad's politics. Few monuments honor him. His name evokes both pride and pain. Tombalbaye's story is a cautionary tale, a liberation hero who became a dictator. His life reflects the hopes and tragedies of post-colonial Africa. To understand Chad's struggles, we must remember both the promise and the failures of its first president.